welcome to Not So Daft Minecraft, where we're getting ready to bust in this new mining room with some mining. So branch mining, let me get you the basics. You make a primary tunnel, which runs parallel to your mining base, and a series of perpendicular tunnels, which connect to another parallel at the other end. This makes a nice big box. You do a tunnel every 4 blocks. That's 3 blocks in between each tunnel, and you only go up 2 blocks, and you basically play the game of odds, and that's going to support you. There will come a point when you have more diamonds than you know what to do with, believe it or not. So it's actually not important that you go crazy with the diamond mining. So we're just going to get started with some branch mining basics. And that's namely making a center tunnel and the set of large parallels and then connecting them. So let's get to that. We've got more than enough to kit ourselves in some iron armor. And that'll be good in case we come across creepers or something like that while we're mining. So let's head back down with our booty, and we'll get started. It's nighttime out, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so just a warning here, folks. This is going to be super long. We come across some very interesting things in this video, and they require us to do an awful lot of unexpected exploration. So strap in, it gets interesting. I'll try to make it tight, but please watch all the way through, because, well, deep down inside, I think you like me, and I like you too, and that's a good thing. Right, first things first, we got to figure out how many gates we've gone here to the west. So calling that 1, that makes this one 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. I always like to put a torch on the ground at 10. And then we just do... Aha! Look at that. So 1 makes 11. Little top trick here. Listen for lava. If you hear lava, you'll want to undermine the block, okay? And do it from below. Well, this is a big haul, even for not having fortune. And some iron. All right, how many was that? 9. Wow. Anyway, there's 11. Not loving the sound of mobs back there. It is nice sometimes to mine unmolested. But then you also want to find an XP generator. $19. 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, here's confirmation we did hit level 11. Ah, you... Oh my goodness. Now, I've got some need for dynamite because I've made a decision about what I want to do. Center tunnel is the lifeblood of this kind of a build. It's where you determine what your length's going to be, and then we just mirror what we've done here at the other end. Now, we need an extra bucket because we need to get some lava. So, as my son would say, good luck, we just found some. Now you can see that 19 in each direction is not a hard run, which is nice if you start goofing around like this. Word of advice, do not leave that in your hand. Go back to something else. I can't tell you how many times I've been running and dropped lava. It's no bueno. Now I like to do a little bit of a decorative garbage disposal. And so what we're going to do, we'll make the back of the garbage disposal visible from the room that's going to go on the other side. Now I remember what I wanted to do. There we are. Now that's your garbage disposal. You can okay, now you can get rid of stuff. Of course, I've got nothing to get rid of, but the reason I do that is we're going to put in a entrance to a cow room here, and normally this ends up as a very deep hallway because of the fact that I would normally go in. Normally you'd walk up to the wall here and have the lava here, which means the room would have to be one more deep. This keeps it shallow. May even, well, no, I can't. I think in the future I'm gonna, we'll leave the future till later. Let's get this center tunnel dug. If you'd like, you can count how many blocks you pop and come up with a number you're happy with to have for the length of your tunnel. But I've worked out a fairly basic technique. And no, I don't always replace blocks. When I do, it's usually the center tunnel. Since I think of it as the sort of pathway around which all of our work will take place. You can do them shallow if you want to get done with this stuff quick. I used to love to do mining in a new area, and then I would build a rail line some distance away and then just start a new mine. And so I made them kind of small. You're gonna want to always explore lapis when you find it. For some reason, lapis is often near, in my theory, diamond. Another thing about lapis is don't trust it when it says it's done. Don't be afraid to explore a little bit to the left and to the right. But likewise, don't go crazy. You'll have more than enough lapis soon enough. Doors are transparent, so at a certain point the door will disappear and you can look back into your mining room. This is still too short for me. Oh boy. And diamond. Oh boy, this puts a change on some things, guys. This puts a change on some things. Well, this really goofs things up. We found an abandoned mine. So there's a bunch of stuff down here, lots of loot. I'm tempted to plow through and do my my mine shaft and come back to this later. We're going to crisscross it a bunch of times anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fight the urge, and we're just going to tunnel through and deal with this later. It's here. It's super easy to come back to, but I really want to be about branch mining today, so let's get back to it. So we're going to tunnel just alongside this, I guess. I mean, this is where it is, right? So we're going to see this thing time and time again every time we come through here. Sometimes there's going to be loot carts, mine carts with chests and stuff, and we'll take care of them when we find them. So I'm going to want an axe. All right, we've got some stuff to throw away. So we can see this thing in action. I'm going to get rid of the old sword. I've made a new one. We're going to put the axe on the bar. And I've got in the wings a pickaxe waiting to go. But these shovels, I got shovels aplenty, so let's get back to it. Now, usually these things are made of oak. I think they should be made of the wood of whatever biome you're in, but that's just me. So there's more than likely a spider spawner down here. It's an almost inevitability that there is. I'm gonna try and make myself mostly cave spider proof. If we reach a point, I feel like if we reach a point where we are clearly on the other side of this cave system, we'll go ahead and close off the branch mine and get started connecting it. But I don't want to do that inside this facility. It's going to be too messy. I'm also pretty low on coal right now. And so I don't feel like making up the torch is necessary to explore this place. Well, loot cart. Can't say no to that. When I first ever found one of these abandoned mines, I'm promising you, there was no loot carts that were this good. Beetroot seeds, I'll take these just because I already have some. Name tag, Let's get back to it. Would be nice to make the turn in a place that's not such a mess, but it'll clean up as we go. So, safety first. Let's go get rid of our stuff. It's a good diamond haul. I'm tempted to get rid of my steel shovels, but I'm not gonna. Okay, the next step would be connecting the tunnels on their left and right hand sides, and that's a pretty easy process. We're just going to go ahead and go the 19 in each direction and then cut back, and hopefully if we did our math right, the tunnels will connect. I'm hoping I'm fast forwarding through this and cutting it down so you don't have to watch too much. Look, the sun is, interestingly enough, rising in the hallway behind us. You gotta love the bugs. All right, let's get to it. Okay, there's a lot of them. Could just be they're trapped in water somewhere. Could be a spawner. They're getting worse the longer I stand here, which means probably a spawner. Spawner. This is good news. This is real good news. I want to build a I want to build a village. It's one of the things I'm working on. It It looks completely enclosed too, which is good news. We should be able to switch it off. Pretty easy. Oh, I've never seen one so small. Okay. Things get pretty interesting from this point forward, because I'm used to finding lots of different sorts of spawners, particularly cave spider spawners, clustering in groups of multiples, but this gets kind of interesting. Let's find out how interesting it gets. Well, I promised I wasn't going to do much spelunking in the mine we found, but if you'll remember, we came across an awful lot of noise being produced by spawners. This place is crawling, literally crawling with spawn boxes. So I found a zombie spawner pretty close to that skeleton spawner in the background, but they were not close enough to work at the same time. However, I had this idea of a kind of crossover tube system. Spawner room A would feed the guys up over to the right-hand side of the kill chamber, and spawner group B would feed the guys up to the left-hand side. So they'd cross paths on the way up. And the logic here would be, I'd be over at the product of spawner A at kill zone 1, which would put me closer to spawner B. So spawner B would start producing baddies. I'd kill the baddies spawner A had produced. Meanwhile, spawner B's guys are going up, over, and dropping into section 2. Now I've gotten too far away from spawner A, so it stops producing. I run over to kill section 2, and what happens? Spawner A starts making again while I kill those in section 2. It all sounds fantastic. Slight catch. I found that. And I am standing at one of two positions where they both work. Now, if I move forward a little bit, we see that it's switched off. But of course, that one's still spinning like crazy. But if we back up a little bit and turn that one back on, that one is now dead. So it is a definite sweet spot, these two candles here, where it works. We've got a lot of crap on us, as you can tell by the fact that I cannot pick up those stones. And I refuse to get rid of some of it, because even though I've probably got a lot of dirt, I do want to make my cattle farm and all that, so I'm holding on to some stuff. We're going to come through here. So I've gotten rid of everything I don't like in some empty minecart chests or empty spawner chests. This is definitely a build we will be pursuing. This is where we'll be standing, probably, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 blocks below where we are. And we'll do a tube lift that brings them up into 2 kill chambers. I'm not exactly certain how I'm going to make this work, because I want to keep the zombies I want to keep. In the past, I've put a piston in to stop the zombies that are falling from being able to get into the kill chute, allowing me to cure the other zombies and get them, you cure them, open up the chamber they're in, and you run into a room nearby with a couple of gates on it. You open up the first gate, they walk over the pressure plate and open it up too. You run to the second gate, open it yourself, and a pressure plate closes it behind you. and that traps them in a corral where they then turn into villagers. And the reason you have to do this is villagers can't be forced to do anything. In that room, you'll have a mine cart system or a bubble system, and we'll pop them to the surface and we'll transport them to the village. It's going to be a pretty sweet build, but it's in the future. I'm trying to be patient. Even though I did some spelunking in here, look what we found. Double spawner. Pretty awesome. So let's get back to finishing out the tunnels. We got to run home and get rid of garbage. Okay, not a bad haul of diamonds so far, and we haven't really even started mining. It's kind of unfortunate the mine does run so deep. That's to go around the abandoned mine, and I did that so I have an excuse to go through it over and over and over again. We'll end up excavating most of it out, and once we're kind of set, we'll start our XP generator with the twin XP generator, which will be fun. Haven't had one of those in the overworld in a long time. The best ever was the quad cave spider spawner. 2 sets of double cave spider spawners, not too far apart from each other. It was fantastic. So we're going to fix this bow, because we got this wandering around. We got this off of one of the skeletons. Punch 1 ain't super fantastic, but you know, better than nothing. So we'll make a couple of those. It looks like I might need one more. Then we'll make ourselves an anvil. Put back our stuff. I always put the anvil on the floor. There. All right, now we put the one we want to keep here. I don't think it really matters. The one we're going to use for repair there. And just like that, we got a brand new Punch 1 bow. Not the best in the world, the Punch 1, but hey. So we're going to have to do some mining, keeping the axe with us because of the wood. But let's go out and get ourselves branch connected. Okay, so we have to figure out how many doors we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ten. Now I'm not going to trust what I did. So what we're going to do is we're going to run all the way around to the other side of what's this direction. We're going to dig our tunnel a few blocks deeper. The reason we're going to do that is just in case we goof this up. And I really feel like we could have. So we should come out here. But if we've goofed up, we could come out somewhere down here, like right there, for example. Or we could have gone too far. So just give ourselves, I mean, that's way more than I could possibly have been wrong. But with all of that repair work and the fact that the gravel, all the wood, the fence posts, it's just too easy to get it wrong. All this digging and exploration reminds me, I once, honest to God, came across a creeper spawner. And I know it's supposed to only be spider, cave spider, zombie, skeleton, and blaze. But I found this thing. Just out wandering around, and I mean, I know it was real because I was sitting there watching it put out creepers. And I used to break spawners when I found them because I didn't know what to do with them. I didn't understand XP generation or why I'd want to have more XP than I was getting from coal mining and whatnot. So I would just destroy them. And I remember being super, super scared about how I was going to get to this spawner and destroy the spawner without all the creepers killing me. And it was just, wow, it was super stressful. Okay, all right. We popped through perfectly, right where we planned on. Okay, so anyway, so I'll wrap this up real quick. I find this spawner, and it's spitting out creepers. And I thought, well, okay, I've seen other spawners, so this didn't excite me. It was across a chasm. Like, I came across it like there's a pit, and there's lava down below. They're on the other side, and they're popping as quickly as things pop out of spawners, and they're standing over there. And I was thinking to myself, all I could think of was gunpowder. Well, how would I kill these guys? Because you can't get close enough to them that they don't blow up. And so you can't do like the other spawners I had found, where I would just dig a tunnel and like poke at them with a sword and try and collect whatever I could from them before I figured out everything else, before the internet taught me everything else, just as I'm teaching you right now, son. So I was like, well, what can I do with this stupid spawner? And I wanted to keep exploring, and it was kind of in the way. So I ended up tunneling over it, and from above, just out of the range of their excitement level where they want to explode, I bust this spawner. And then I thought nothing of it until, I don't know, 6 months later, I decided to make my first XP generator and start looking up how-tos and so forth and so on. And you get to the wiki page, and it's like, there are 4 kinds of overworld spawners: cave spider, spider, zombie, and skeleton. And I'm like, for real? Because I didn't know. And so what did I find? You could say maybe you found a spider spawner, but you were too far away to activate it. And that room just happened to have creepers in it. Fair enough, but why were more creepers suddenly appearing? And why, when I popped it from above, was it spitting out creepers? Could have been a bug. I don't know. All right, so we did this half of the branch mine. The other half's going to go the same way. I'm not going to show you. It's a waste of your time. We'll just start mining this and getting some diamonds in our spare time off camera. Next video is probably going to be getting ready to make the XP generator room. I'm excited about that. So until then, this has been a tedious episode of Not So Daft Minecraft. I thank you for watching. I have been Ghosib. You have been great.